Trump is back in office. Donald Trump wins the presidency. I have a lot to say. I'm going to do separate videos addressing a lot of people, but I'm really looking at the overall picture. And to be honest with you, it probably was for the best. When I look at Kamala Harris and her campaign and what she represented and what was at stake, is for the best. Like I said before, if you ever saw that movie Red Dawn or White House Down or Olympus is Falling, we was headed towards that direction if she would have won the presidency. I could spend all night talking about what went wrong with Kamala Harris, from her basically aligning herself with very questionable characters, what she represented, sluthood, being disingenuous, being unauthentic. All this stuff is what caused Kamala the presidency, and people just saw that she just wasn't ready. She couldn't handle it. Now, we know there's going to be people talking shit. We know that the Black Man Haters Club are going to try to blame this on black men. And look, we are ready. We are ready. And I just want to say to the brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, y'all still need to arm yourself for whatever, because it's still going to be some uncertainty. Like I said, there's going to be people that's going to try us either way. So just be prepared. At the end of the day, the Democrats, or should I say the Demmy Dummies, have nobody to blame but themselves. They have nobody to blame but themselves. They refuse to listen. We gave them warning after warning. We damn near begged and pleaded with them to listen to us. And they thought they could just come around every 4 years and ask us to have loyalty and show them loyalty and get nothing in return. And you just looking at Kamala Harris, the lady is a habitual liar. Lies about everything. Can't tell the truth to save her life. She bombed in interviews. She would bomb in speeches. And I'm just going to tell you right now, people did the research on people that she was aligned with. Look at who she was having speak on her behalf. From skank buckets like Megan Thee Stallion, questionable character. Cardi B, very questionable character. Beyonce, married to Jay-Z, who possibly could be under investigation, both of them. Her history of what she did to black men and black women. And the funny thing is, all these celebrities is looking stupid now. These paid celebrities like Steve Harvey. I remember the first go around, I could have sworn Steve Harvey endorsed Donald Trump. So what changed? And then you just saw the disrespect aimed towards, in particularly, black men. So Michelle Obama, what you got to say now with your divisive speech? Obama, what you got to say now, wagging your finger at black men? All you celebrities, you fake celebrities. The gig is up now. Like I said, Malcolm X warned us, and shout out to Malcolm X, who warned us that we shouldn't look at celebrities to be our leaders. I'm not saying I'm happy that Trump won the presidency, but I'm saying it was better that he won the presidency. Like I said before, Kamala Harris, if she would have became the president, you would have had to worry about walking in the bathroom, your child walking in the bathroom, and some freak waiting for them to try to do something to them, to your son or your daughter. Because that's the agenda they put before black people. Everybody got protected except us. But we were the ones that they came calling, begging to vote for us. The very people that they promised nothing and did absolutely nothing for. So like I said, oh, they gonna be talking mad crazy tomorrow, but ask me, do I give a damn? Ask me, do I care? Ask me, do I care about these black women that sat up here and literally made videos wishing death on black men who didn't vote for Kamala Harris? And I just want to say the middle finger to y'all. Y'all thought y'all could bully us. Y'all thought y'all could shame us. Y'all thought y'all could harass us. Y'all thought y'all could disrespect us into voting. And I'm proud of the black man that rebelled by not doing what was told to us, not doing what they ordered us to do. And for the dummies and for MSNBC, these damn non-black people that have the audacity to try to demand that black man vote for Kamala Harris and try to question our blackness. The nerve of y'all, I'm trying not to go off. I'm trying not to go off. I really am, y'all. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to go off. You just look at the campaign that Kamala Harris. You could just see the feminism, the misandry in her campaign. And to be honest with you, she was gonna trick black women. I listen, y'all. I had no doubt that she was gonna lose. You can ask the homie Too Raw. I knew Trump was gonna beat her by a wide margin. People saw right through that BS. And most black people with common sense who knew that she wasn't black to begin with. So all you people like Ricky Smiley, all you dress wearing beta male, nail polish wearing motherfuckers, now what you got to say? Now what y'all got to say? Well, the Democrats, the Democrats, the Democrats did this to themselves. So now their last hope to get back in office, I'm gonna tell you this much. Gavin Newsom better be taking notes. He better be paying close attention to what went wrong with Kamala Harris. Because Gavin Newsom is probably the next guy up. Even though Gavin Newsom and damn near just killed any chance of him possibly running for president, because Gavin Newsom was predicted to be the guy like 15 years ago. So Gavin Newsom, he better take, when I say Gavin Newsom better take notes, Gavin Newsom better look at what went wrong, what shouldn't be done. I'm just laughing because Simone Sanders Nim, what's the other lady? Um, Simone Sanders, Tiffany Cross, um, Michelle Obama, Angela Rye. Hold that L. Hold that L. All you feminists, Hold that in. I know y'all ain't gonna come on here talking crazy because y'all ain't got the guts to come on here talking crazy because you will get ethered. Oh, you mean giving people $750 while you giving illegal migrants $12,000? Oh, until you illegal migrants say goodbye. Say goodbye because y'all finna get shipped back to where y'all belong, wherever y'all came from. We know that Kamala was gonna give you a short passage to citizenship. That's why her and Joe Biden was sneaking y'all in. They was trying to fast track y'all to citizenship. And they was trying to sneak and try to find ways for them to vote too. Well, nobody was. First of all, Bill Clinton, a Democrat, killed basically affirmative action. So you never had to hire nobody based off their skin color anyway. You basically could hire whoever you wanted to hire. So that got taken away a long time ago. And here's the thing. A lot of the stuff Trump said that he was going to do, or the Article 25 stuff that they attached to Donald Trump, like, you have to understand there's three forms of government. There's going to be some stuff that, and if I'm not mistaken, the Democrats is still going to be in control of the House, most of the Senate. So he's not going to be able to get everything that he wants passed. Well, I had applied for employment before, so I know how it works. I know how businesses work. I know people that own businesses. But like I said before, they killed affirmative action a while ago, Bill Clinton. So you can hire whoever you want to hire. But at the same time, I ask you, if a qualified black person is more qualified than the white person, hire the more qualified black person. So it's up to you. Your character is going to be in question. So you can do what you want. So I'm just saying. I applied for jobs that I was far more qualified than a white person or a Hispanic or an Asian, and I didn't get the job. So don't try that stuff. But okay, you're trolling, so you're gone. You're gone. See, that's how you do people like that. Don't. I'm gonna tell you right now. All I'm gonna say to y'all, black people, just always stay prepared. Be ready. I told y'all the last time. I told y'all when he got elected the first time to tool up. I told y'all when Biden got ready to take office to tool up. At the end of the day, be prepared for whatever. When we get to the point and get past the point and come to the belief that we have no allies and everybody is against us, the better off we'll be. Yeah, Sexy Red talking about don't tell her what to do with her cat. Listen, I don't want it. She can keep it. It looked like it smells very bad, to be honest with you. So, like I said before, I'm looking at the overall landscape of this election. Like I said, there's going to be pros and cons with everything. That's just the way it's going to be. It's just going to be pros and cons with everything. There's going to be pros, there's going to be cons. But like I said before, you would have had more cons with Kamala Harris than you would have pros. So at the end of the day, keep an eye on Trump. But I think he'll be more willing to listen than Kamala Harris. And like I said before, she just showed that she just wasn't ready. If this is a woman that totally has a meltdown in interviews, can you imagine if you got Russia and North Korea threatening to attack the US? She was always cracking under pressure. She just couldn't answer questions correctly. And then when you ask her a simple question, she would talk around the question without answering it. All she wanted to do was finger point and talk about what Donald Trump did and not talk about how she could fix it. So like I said before, I'm gonna be all right regardless. I'm gonna find a way to make it. I made it no matter who the president was, so I'm gonna find a way to survive. Like I said, I expect tomorrow for it to jump off. I expect all the women to go on TikTok. Blame You can't blame black men because according to the polls, that 80% of black men in the United States voted for Kamala Harris, and on another poll, 72 of black men voted for Kamala Harris. So you can't blame us. Can't blame us. But then again, they'll find somehow, some way they will find a way to blame this on black men, and I'm not even worried about them. I can give two damns and a half. I can give two damns and a half about anybody being mad. Like I said, Kamala Harris just told too many lies. That's what I'm saying. She never worked at McDonald's, and that's the thing. You kept getting caught in lie. Kamala Harris, instead of her just addressing the issues when she was a district attorney and a attorney general, she had several chances to address black men specifically. But no, what she would do, she'd pay these people like D.L. Hughley, Michael Ealy, and all these other shields to talk on her behalf. And I thought that was cowardly. She should have just said, you know what, to black men, there were some things I did when I was an attorney general and, a prosecutor. I didn't always get it right. There were some people that, you know, got the short end of the stick, and I apologize. But I'm asking you, I will fix some of the things. I will right some of the wrong I did. Just give me a chance. If she had did that, people might have been more, sympathetic to her. People might have been more willing to trust her. But she would just try to act like it never happened. She would try to lie about it. She would have people lie on her behalf, and that's what sunk her boat. That's like I said. You just saw so many things. So now the next time around when they want to get in office, they gon' give us what we ask for. They gonna give us our tangibles. They gonna try to listen to us. Cause see, this next 4 years, they better look at whatever the Republicans do, and they better say we will correct whatever mistakes the Republicans make. So now they have 4 years to think about what they need to do. But like I said, black people, we need to get ready for whatever. And that's just real talk. And I'm gonna tell you something else. At least now that Trump is in office, he may leave social media alone because he never bothered social media. But Kamala was planning to come after social media. in particularly content creators, which, by the way, content creators played a role in how the election turned out as well. Well, like I said, I'm ready for whatever. Like I said before, just be ready. And I'm gonna make a video warning those saltines. Don't try it with me. Because my mentality is gonna be, you take one of ours, we taking 20 of yours. Leave us alone. Let us be. Put your ropes up. Leave us the fuck alone. Let us be. You don't mess with us, we won't mess with you. But if you come for us, we coming for you. And that's the mentality we gonna have to have. For real. They take one of ours, we take 20 of theirs. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So if you live in those rural areas like Georgia, live by those forests, go practice. And I ain't talking about no hoop. I ain't talking about shooting hoop. Trust no one. Yeah, we'll be all right. We've survived. We survived this far. We came this far. All I'm saying is trust no one. But let it be known. Stay in your lane, y'all. Stay in your lane, saltines. We letting y'all know, leave us alone. Because we got ours too. We got our tools. We got our utensils too. we, we got our utensils too. Do not try it. Just let us be. That's all I'm saying. We can agree to disagree. We can live, we can live in peace and harmony, but just leave us alone. Don't bother us. Don't go looking for trouble. Yeah. Listen, I keep saying, don't start none. That's always been my mentality. Let me be. Don't bother me. If I'm not bothering you, if I'm not if I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. Don't approach me. Just let me be. Don't say nothing to me. You go your way, I'll go my way. If we have to somehow, some way, do business together, once we do business, we go our separate ways. Well, that should tell you, if she lost Georgia and she lost North Carolina, you know, that should just tell you people saw the light in her. People saw people saw how fake she was. I'd rather have a dude like Trump who I know what to expect from than somebody like Kamala that'll be disingenuous. Like I said, somebody like her couldn't handle that type of power, that type of authority. Nobody respected her. She wanted to make this a free for all for women and all this kind of stuff, and it backfired. Did anybody really respect her? If you really look at her campaign, once again, she would bomb. Like I said, she bombed in so many interviews. She bombed in speeches. She just bombed. That's you know what? That's so funny. That take nerve for people to call us coons for not supporting a fake black person. Cause I'm gonna tell you, she was in the same category with Sean King and Rachel Dolezal. She wasn't no different. Pretenders. You had two white people pretending to be black. Then you had a Hindu Indian pretending to be black. A Hindu slash Irish person pretending to be black. Now, I don't know whether Kamala thick or not because she always got pain. I don't even look at her like that. I never thought Kamala was hot to begin with. I just thought she was average looking. Even when you saw, I mean, this lady lied about everything. This lady wrote a book talking about some woman that wasn't even her grandmother was her grandmother. Come to find out that her grandmother like I think passed away like in 1960 or something. I mean, this like I said, this lady just kept just like lying, and it just got nerve wracking. I already talked about Obama. The reason why I call him Obama because he did nothing for the black community. Man always had an excuse about every goddamn thing. But then he gonna sit up here and try to wag his finger talking about the brothers. First of all, you never hung around the brothers until you got to college. You lived like in India and you was raised in Hawaii with your openly racist white grandparents. And then you the one that started that movement, that BS toxic masculinity stuff, basically AKA straight shaming. You the one that set up like a coward and didn't condemn the the decision rendered against you know the dude that murdered Trayvon Martin. For real. You didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. Oh, well, we need to respect the decision and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, that dude went around tormenting Trayvon Martin's family, tormenting them, making fun, showing pictures of him laying on the ground deceased. That's just real talk. Man, I don't care what the shade room think. The shade room can go to hell. They go listen, they need a scapegoat. This was in the cards all along. This was the plan all along. We not paying attention to the shade room. They can throw shade all they want. Not worried about them whatsoever. Not worried about the backlash, or should I say the bitch lash that we gonna get from black women. We not worried about them because they ain't gonna do nothing anyway. What you gonna do? Call us names, call us out our names, wish ill will on us, point the finger at us. Don't you already do that anyway? So what else is new? We're not worried about it. Nah, black men just need to take their rightful place. And we need to, and that's the thing. Kamala Harris was going to further try to keep them in power, at least over us. At the end of the day, it's time for black men to take their respect back. And what I mean by that, stop apologizing for everything. Stop saying you sorry. Stop apologizing. because nobody ain't apologizing to us. Yeah, that was crazy when I saw black women. It was hurtful to say the least, but to hear black women talking about we deserve to get taken out by the police. Like, who says something like that? Who says something like that? One is just not that serious. How about this? How about this as far as, and I just don't think he's going to completely be able to abolish abortion. And Trump said that he will reevaluate the situation and he said he'll look into it. So he may say, you know what, we'll try to find some common ground. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you have to change your stance on stuff. How about this to the women that would rather sit up there and worry about whether they can have the right to terminate a pregnancy or not? How about this? How about you stop letting so many people slide up in you raw? How about that? How about you make the dude wear a condom? How about that? They got all type of different contraceptives that you can get. How about that? If you so worried about it. But you had black women more worried about abortion than they was about inflation, gas, cost of living. They were more worried about that. I'm more shit. That's a, I'm more, I'm more worried about how I'm gonna pay my rent every month. I'm more worried about how I'm gonna pay my car note. I'm more worried about how I'm gonna keep food on the table. I'm just keeping it 100. That's fun. And see, that was the kicker. That's another thing. You saw the hypocrisy in Kamala Harris talking about Trump is a felon, Trump is a felon, but then you got all these people with questionable characters endorsing you, from Tyler Perry to Oprah Winfrey to, like I said, Cardi B, Sexy Red. Just wretchedness. Black women should have been offended by the people that Kamala Harris was calling to speak on her behalf. Jennifer Lopez. Are you nuts? I mean, the hypocrisy of her calling Donald Trump a criminal, but she sat up there, got Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion, a lying ass whore who sent an innocent black man to jail. Man, I hope Trump find a way to get Tory Lanez out of jail. I wouldn't be surprised if, because that case was very questionable. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made a phone call. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody we know made a phone call. So I'm just saying. But she calling Trump a felon and all this stuff. But then people she got a person sitting up giving a speech that bragged about drugging and raping men and robbing men, or allegedly possibly having them violated. And then said she'd do it again. So this is the people, Kamala, that you aligned yourself with. People just was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. So like I said, Kamala Titanic her own campaign. I told you what Kamala's idea of gun reform was. Kamala wanted to pass laws where they can randomly just run up in your house and search your house or check your house, knock on your door, check your house for weapons and seize your weapons if they thought you was possible, if they thought you was a possible terrorist threat or a domestic threat. And like I said, we know who she was going to target. We know, and people keep talking about, what Donald Trump said about giving the police immunity. Well, like I said, you didn't have more lynchings, more unarmed shootings with black men and black women under the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration. So what's the damn difference? Oh, appreciate the super chat. And one thing I appreciate about Janet Jackson, she stood on her circle. Janet Jackson didn't apologize because Janet Jackson, remember what happened with the Grammys, where they kept asking her to apologize. Janet Jackson say, "I'll stand on what I say." Next question. If Janet Jackson can stand on her square, then why we always got to apologize? It's time for us to start returning fire. Like I said before, Teofimo Lopez, he's saying all this racist stuff about black people. It's time to return fire. He don't even got no country backing him up. That's real talk. They probably somewhere shaking. Listen, it was so many things that cost Kamala Harris this election. You can add Obama, you can add his wife. Like I was looking at myself like, who in the hell this dude think he talking to? Like I said, you never did nothing for black people. You like for real. You coconut texture nigga. Oh, appreciate the super chat. That's the funny thing. Donald Trump pardoned more people than Joe Biden did. Joe Biden gave billions of dollars to Ukraine. Billions of taxpayer money. Like I said, Kamala Harris, she gonna sit up there and offer American citizens. Listen, the homeless problem is out of control. You gonna offer American citizens her $750 in hurricane relief, but you giving migrants that ain't even supposed to be here $12,000, giving them housing, giving them food stamps, and then trying to lie about it. Like, bitch, please. And that's the funny thing. But these the people that tell us to stop asking for handouts, but yet they were giving them handouts. I ain't never got $12,000 at one time from the government in my damn life. Not even in taxes. When I filed my tax return, I ain't never got 12. But you set up there giving them $12,000, giving them housing, and you sitting up here, you got people that served in the war, homeless, who fought for their country, who had to defend their country. They shit sitting up homeless. Can't get in the shelters because they had to make room for those illegal migrants that don't supposed to be here. Like I said, everybody saw what was up with Kamala Harris. It didn't take a genius to figure out what was going on. It just didn't. Hey, where's my permit to open a business? Like I say, where's my grant? That's all I'm saying. Where's my permit? Where's my money? I'm gonna tell you something which would have made men more inclined to pay child support if they would have gave them a card to where they only can spend it on certain things. Child support should not be a source of living, because I don't care. I don't care if you an athlete and you making $20 million a year. There ain't no way a woman should get $100,000 a month in child support, because basically she's not going to have the incentive to go out and work, and that's where the government feel. And also, I thought, me myself, that would give men more incentive to pay child support. If the father pay child support, he should automatically get to claim a child on his taxes. But somehow I'm paying you $1,000 of child support, but then the woman still could claim the child on her taxes, and you didn't receive, who knows, thousands of dollars in child support, but I can't get some of it back. But they tell us, oh, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, well, as the mother, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what somebody need to write that bill up and present that to Donald Trump. That men that pay child support, they automatically get to claim the child on their taxes. And if the woman tries to claim them, she'll be brought up on charges. See, I guarantee you, if they pass that law, I guarantee you these women won't be running the court filing child support on people. I guarantee, because sometimes you got like you gotta put your foot down. Women been getting away with way too much stuff, and they say that the law doesn't protect them. Are you serious? Stop it. Hey, listen, Ice Cube be playing checkers, not chess. Listen. I don't give a damn about Ice Cube talking to Tucker Carlson. At the end of the day, sometimes you have to, hey, the best way to attack your enemy is to learn your enemy. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. One thing how white people was able to do the things that they did to black people was infiltration. And we need to do reverse infiltration. Learn them and then take it back. How do you think, for real? How you think all these other outsiders learned how to emulate us, sing like us, dance like us, play sports like us, from studying, infiltration? I've been saying that for the longest. I've been saying this for the longest. That's how. This is the reason why I know how to function in both worlds, because see, I studied them. I know what makes them tick. I know what to say. I know what to say. I know what to do. Sometimes everything ain't about always trying to prove how cool you are and how tough you are. Sometimes the toughness come within. Sometimes you have to show restraint. You're not always guaranteed to show restraint, but sometimes you have to show restraint. Like I say, the best way to infiltrate your enemy is to infiltrate. Learn them, study them, see what makes them tick. They've been doing that to us for the last what X amount of years, what the X amount of centuries. So we have to reverse it. Yeah, go to college. Go to college. Stop going to college just for scholarships to play basketball, football, or baseball. Learn how to be scientists. learn how to invent stuff, learn how to make stuff, learn how to be engineers, learn how to create weapons, learn how to do robotics, all that type of stuff. It's time for us to find our own lane. The more we learn, the more we can learn, rebuild, bring back to our own communities and build our own communities up. Because we can once again have our own Wall Street. We can once again have our own Rosewoods. We can have our own, well-off areas. But at the end of the day, we gonna have to have responsible Black people running the show. All the tyrants and stuff, we gonna have to deal with them. Keep them out. That's real talk. There's just gonna be some people that you just gonna have to deal with, whether you like it or not. And you're gonna have to deal with them in a way that may not that may not be appealing to everybody, but it may have to be done. You know? Yeah, that's real talk. Listen, we got people that have the resources where we can start our own basketball leagues. We can start our own baseball leagues. We can start our own football leagues. We do not need them anymore. And that's just real talk. But at the end of the day, we have to be willing to take that step to distance ourselves. We don't need them in Hollywood. I'll give you an example. Look what those people in Detroit doing. How they making all those movies in Detroit, all primarily Black actors. From everybody to Kamal Smith to Kamel Hassan, Crystal the Doll, those type of people. Mina Monroe, how they got to Detroit. Detroit is like the new like the new version of Atlanta. And they doing it on their own, self-reliant, financing their own films, directing their own films, keeping everything in-house, having like a certain group of Black people. Now, of course, you got to have one outsider. That's just basically how it is. But I'm just saying, we don't need them. Now, my thing is, they tell us to stop asking for handouts and build our own stuff up. Okay, that's cool. So when we do it, that means you're gonna leave us the fuck alone, right? That means no interference from y'all, right? Y'all ain't gonna worry about what we doing because y'all always seem to be worried about what we doing. We've already we proved over 100 years ago that we can make it without y'all. We've never needed y'all. So I'm just keeping it a buck. I love those movies that primarily take place in Detroit and stuff. Those independent movies, and they really are real well written. They have good plots to them. The acting is good. So I mean, once again, shout out to those dudes like Tristan Fazingis and those people. They doing their thing. I give them all the credit in the world. Lisa Brown. Now y'all need to tell them people they need to do interviews with people like me, because we can build a Black cinema and media conglomerate. Y'all need to tell them people they need to like start doing interviews, reaching out to people like me so I can help push their product and expand their product. They need to be talking to just, for the most part, Black media. I just saw a great movie called Cons and Cougars with Tristan Fazingis and Delicious. I ain't a big fan of Delicious because she a feminist, and Crystal the Doll is kind of a feminist too. But at the end of the day, those movies on Tubi be fire. They just don't be your typical drugs, hoes, and money. They actually have substance to them. So, and I like seeing that kind of stuff. And then they're not all centered around just drug dealing and all that kind of stuff. But for real, the Detroit movie scene, the Detroit film and cinema thing, it's starting to take off. And I like, for the most part, and most of those males in the movie are alpha males too. No, no tutti frutti stuff. I haven't seen too many of those movies that feature that kind of stuff, and I'm glad that they've shied away from that kind of stuff. Oh, for real? Oh, well, you need to tell them, you need to like get on social media and tell them people, them actors in Detroit, they need to get at me. Like Kamal Smith, I reached out to Kamal Smith for an interview, Lisa Brown, Crystal the Doll, Tristan Fazingis, Mina Monroe, Tori Murray. Like they need to get at me. Murder Pain, 40 the Great, Sino. They, you know, I interviewed one of the dudes from McGraw Ave, Shavar. I interviewed Shavar Avery. He's on. I did an interview with him. I saw him in Vegas, so they need to get at me. Yeah, I interviewed him in Las Vegas about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. He on my his way that interview, but that's what I'm saying. He was cool too. You know, I saw he was with his people though. You know, he was with his so-called security, but I said, hey, ain't that the dude from McGraw Ave? And he was like, yeah. I said, is he doing interviews? He said, yeah, he do interviews. So, you know, he did a quick interview, but that's what I'm saying. I know who you talking about. You talking about the tall dude with the curly hair, the intimidating dude. Yeah, that's if you talking about that dude, that's Camille Hassan. You know, cause I have followed started to follow all them on Instagram. Listen, I got a lot of supporters from Detroit. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to tell them people, hit them up on their social media accounts, tell them to reach out to me. That's real talk. Like I said, let's build a foundation. Let's let's build a movie and TV conglomerate. All them people, Dewan Ford, all them dudes. Like I've been hitting them up. They gotta reach back out. Oh, Camille is Trick's brother. Oh, for real? Yeah. Yeah, from what I heard about Camille used to be a real street dude though. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all need to hit them people up. I want to talk to Lisa Brown. I want to talk to all them people. I want to do interviews with them. But at the end of the day, they got to reach out to me. Like I said, I would like to bring some of that stuff to where I'm at, to the Bay Area. I was supposed to go to Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, but I'm probably not going. Um, I was supposed to go, but I'm not going to go because I got some stuff going on here, so I'm probably not going to be able to go. Um, that's coming up real soon. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be back on the road probably next month when I go to Phoenix. Nah, Detroit for real could be the new Black Hollywood. And I know Detroit is a small city, but like I said before, what they doing is it's amazing. The films are of good quality, the writing's of good quality, and the acting is of good quality. Even though when you see Crystal the doll in person, and when she does interviews, she is ghetto as hell, but she's a good actress. All them people. But yeah, man, tell them to holler at me. I know people that know JT, the bigger figure. That, I'm from the Bay Area, so when you from the Bay Area, from Oakland to Vallejo, it's not hard to find somebody that know them. Cause like I said, if I really wanted to get E40, I can get E40. Cause I have Mr. Fab's number. I could call Mr. Fab if I wanted to and set something up, which I got a meeting with Mr. Fab that I'm gonna set up probably in a week because he told me to call him about something. So me and Mr. Fab gonna probably set up a meeting. Oh, Miss D, I didn't know you were from Detroit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A lot of my subscribers are from Detroit. So I mean, there's always been a connection with Detroit and Oakland, because we used to do a lot of business back in the day, back in the 80s and the 90s. But that's another video for another day. So Detroit used to do a lot of business with the Bay Area, a lot of business. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'll have to. Oh yeah, well, listen. I didn't got invited to Detroit like several times, but people keep asking me when am I coming to Detroit. I'll be like, when I have a reason to come to Detroit. Like, I mean, Detroit ain't like one of the places you just pop up at. Detroit ain't exactly a tourist city. Like, you know, now, like like I tell everybody about Chicago, I'll come to Chicago when I have a reason to come to Chicago. You know, I've always wanted to visit Detroit, but CJ didn't told me to come out there. So, I may come out there on the fly or something. But like I said, Detroit ain't one of them cities. Not that I'm scared to go there, because I didn't been like just, it's just like it's not a tourist city. It's not like, and I'm not, and as far as the streets go, I'm from the streets. So I mean, I could fit in easy, but what I'm saying is, it's not one of the places you just wake up and you say, "Well, where are you gonna go for vacation for 2 weeks?" Well, I'm gonna go to Detroit. I mean, and the thing is, Philly is kind of a tourist city, but it ain't. Okay, Philly. I done been to Philly. Is not a tourist city, but then it kind of is a tourist city. So that's what I'm saying. And the same thing, Chicago is a tourist city, but they just got so much shit going on in Chicago. But yeah. Well, listen. I mean, I was gonna go to Chicago like a couple of years ago when Adrian Broner was gonna fight, and they pulled the plug on the fight. And then, Carissa Shields, when she fight at the Little Caesar Arena, I've never like applied for Carissa Shields like fight credential, but you never know. If they had, maybe the next time I do a top rank card or I do a matchroom card, maybe I'll ask um maybe I'll ask Eddie Hearn to do a card in Detroit and do a card maybe in Chicago or something. And then that'll give me an excuse to come out there. And the same thing with top rank. Oh, you mean sex? I'm gonna be honest with you. Sexy Red ain't nothing sexy about Sexy Red. She has completely took the sexy out of sexy. She should be. I mean, I'm sorry. You just see Sexy Red. She just, you just think stink. You just like talking about don't tell. She gonna sit up there and tweet talking about don't tell us what to do with our coochie. Who is us? And who was telling you what to do with your coochie? What are you talking about, lady? I'm sorry. Sexy Red, it look, I'm sorry. Her, man, she looked like her twat stink. Man, it looked like she got, man. Well, like I said, Miss D, when I have a reason to come to Detroit, I will definitely pull up. Who knows? Maybe I'll run into Anton Daniels or something. Maybe I'll have a conversation with him or something. I ain't got no beef with Anton Daniels. I don't agree with everything he says, but you know, at the end of the day, you can learn from everybody. But yeah, I could tell you this much. Another reason why I like those Detroit movies so bad, so much. I love them women that they have on those they be having some fine women on there. Like Crystal the doll, she fine though, and so is Mina Monroe, and the other one is cool too, Tori Monet, but she looked like she tall, because she looked like she about 6 feet. And it's another one too, Macavila is man. And oh man, what's that other one? Nene Thurman. That Nene Thurman is fine. I'm talking about Nene Thurman. She is super fine. I'll talk about she fine. What dude say on the Nutty Professor? Now that's fine. She fine. Oh, Bad Girls. That's one of my favorite. I love that movie. I love Bad Girls. Part 1. I wish they would have made a part 3. I wish they would make a part 3, but 3D not T. She went to her character like went to jail. But she ain't from Detroit. She from New Orleans though. Yeah, Bad Girls is a classic. Yeah, had the Bad Girls had the light skinned dude on there. What's his name? Demetrius, the light skinned dude. He played in that other movie that I used the soundbite from called Trust Nobody. That's where I got I'll be watching them Detroit movies. A lot of I like the acting and everything, but man, them women on there, they be man, they be having some of the finest. They be having them Detroit women be fine. Like I said, I like you need to check out Nene Thurman. She like this light skinned girl. I'm talking about she is super fine. Yeah, Trust Nobody had that line where dudes say, "I die for the." That's where I got that from. Where dudes that that was one of the most infamous simp lines. Yeah. Trust Nobody with dude that played Biggie Smalls. Yeah, that's that movie where I got that that dude say, "I die for the." I was like, nigga, what? Yeah, Dirty D. I watched both seasons, but NBC picked up the third season of Dirty D, of the Dirty D, and I know McGraw Ab. I think they editing the third season. Yeah, you think I told you I'm up on my I watch Tubi a lot. I watch Tubi a lot. Now I don't like that Asian girl, the one that thinks she black. Yeah, I seen all three. Yeah, trust nobody. That's where I got that soundbite from. Reducing. I died for it all. Like, man, when I saw that scene, I must have rewinded like about 4 or 5 times because it was hella funny. I never heard nobody say nothing like that before. Oh, what's Dirty D about? It's about them running about a club slash nightclub, kind of like a little, gentleman's club and stuff. It's really good. Okay, you guys, I've been on here for over an hour. I gotta get some rest because I gotta go to work in the morning, but I will be doing a recap of the election. So peace out. And for real, Ms. D, reach out to those Detroit people. Tell them to holler at me because tell them I'm solid. You'll never find nobody more solid and authentic as me. But peace out, y'all.